Psychology explains that some kids don't watch their childhood disappear overnight. It fades quietly in the background. There's no announcement, no ceremony that says, "You're the adult now." One day, they simply understand that someone has to hold everything together, and that someone is them. This is what happens when a child matures too soon. First, premature responsibility. In clinical terms, this is often described as parentification. It happens when a child becomes the emotional manager of the household, soothing tension, fixing conflicts, carrying worries that were never meant for them. The young brain adapts by pushing personal needs aside. They become composed, practical, dependable. They figure things out. They stay steady in chaos. But in the process, they internalize a quiet rule. My feelings are secondary. Strength wasn't their personality, it was their survival strategy. They didn't choose resilience for praise. They built it because there was no backup plan. Second, survival-based independence. Developmental research shows that when support is inconsistent, children learn not to depend on it. They stop reaching out. They stop expecting reassurance. They become self-sufficient long before it's developmentally necessary. As adults, they look capable, even impressive. They manage careers, relationships, crises. Yet beneath that competence is a hesitation, a difficulty trusting help that might disappear. Support feels temporary. Relying on others feels risky. Third, uneven emotional growth. When maturity is accelerated, development doesn't move in harmony. Certain traits, responsibility, insight, seriousness, advance quickly. Other needs remain unaddressed. They may seem wise beyond their years while privately feeling unsure, ashamed of vulnerability, or emotionally undernourished. They were taught how to provide stability, but not how to safely receive it. They learned how to be needed, not how to need. Fourth, discomfort with rest. Many adults who matured too early struggle to relax. Periods of calm once signaled that something unpredictable was coming. Their nervous system learned to stay alert. Even in safe environments, their body anticipates disruption. Doing nothing feels irresponsible. Productivity equals worth. Being useful equals security. Psychology connects this to chronic stress conditioning during childhood, where hyper-awareness becomes the norm. Fifth, guilt around dependency. Studies suggest that early role reversal often plants a belief. If I take up space, someone else pays the price. So they minimize their desires. They downplay exhaustion. They apologize for asking for help. Rest feels indulgent. Support feels like a burden placed on others. Care doesn't immediately register as comfort. It feels unfamiliar, almost undeserved. Sixth, protective empathy. Growing up quickly often heightens emotional intelligence. They detect subtle shifts in tone. They anticipate tension before it surfaces. They read rooms accurately and fast. But alongside that, awareness is caution. Psychology notes that people who carried adult responsibilities early often guard their emotional investment. They understand how draining it is to care without boundaries. They know the cost of overextending themselves. If this story resonates, psychology doesn't label you damaged. It recognizes adaptation. Your nervous system responded to pressure the only way it could, by accelerating growth. You mastered responsibility before experiencing safety. You embodied strength before learning softness. Healing isn't about undoing your resilience. It's about expanding it. It's about teaching your body and mind that stability no longer requires constant vigilance, that rest is not failure, that receiving care does not create harm. If you grew up carrying more than any child should, the question isn't why you're tired. It's whether you're ready to set some of that weight down and allow yourself the permission to finally feel supported.